Hi, and today we're here with another episode of Let's Ask Tom. So we're going to have Tom elaborate on something that we, looked at, and it's spot reduction. So a lot of people have a common misconception that they can, I want to reduce just in my stomach, or I want to reduce, in my butt or hips or whatever, thighs or what have you. And this is a very common misconception in the exercise. Well, I wouldn't say in the exercise world among professional people, but the common man, the everyday person thinks that, I just want to lose a little bit here or whatever. So we'll ask Tom to elaborate on that today.
Yeah, most of my life, this was a very common thing, and people would pat their stomach or their thighs and say, I need to lose a little bit here. And it's not their job to understand anything about physiology or exercise. Just get that straight. They might build skyscrapers and be very smart about that, but not about their bodies. And with men, it's their stomachs and their obliques. And with women, usually it's their thighs, their hips, and their waistline. And you exercise those areas. So you do crunches for your stomach. Has no effect on the fat.
Endless crunches.
It doesn't have any effect. You lose,
every day.
You lose fat systemically. So systemic exercise like running, rowing, rocking, biking, swimming, walking, elliptical, biking. All those types of things. I'm going to repeat myself. They're systemic, and they're not a lot of high threshold on your muscles. They're not tightening up a lot. You're in cyclical behavior. That's going to burn the most calories. Repetitive. You're going to be way better off going for like a nice long hike up a mountain than you are doing 10 kettlebell swings, and your pulse rate gets up, gets down. It's good exercise, but you want to burn a lot of calories. And your body loses fat systemically. It loses from your shoulders, from your legs and hips. And there's a rule about first on, last off. So if you have a lump of fat on your body that you don't like, it's the last thing you're going to lose. So you're going to lose from every other part of your body, and that area that's the thickest and you dislike the most, you're probably going to lose last.
I understand visceral fat will get burned first because that's better blood supply, because it's right around the organs.
Yes, you see.
And a lot of people are those men you see with they call them beer bellies. That's really like visceral fat because it's hard, right?
It's underneath their ribs.
You touch them and it's like hard.
Yeah, it's underneath their ribs. It's internally versus subcutaneous underneath the skin.
It's not squishy.
And so when men eat due to hormones, they're going to gain there first. Women can't gain it, but women gain more in their thighs. And for men, the fat floats around more in your bloodstream because the bloodstream is rich, so more heart attacks occur in men, and women get fatter thighs.
But the visceral fat will burn off faster because it's got a better blood supply. So those guys that have that hard belly, go out and do some
aerobics and reduce their calories.
Rigorous, maybe walking every day.
And reduce,
because they might have a heart attack.
Right, reduce the amount of calories they eat primarily. Most of your fat loss comes from diet and reducing your calories, and then
especially the beer.
Then in a day, especially the liquid calories, adult beverages, and then do the exercise as a companion to that. Yeah. That's how you lose it. Doing a lot of endless crunches won't take fat off your stomach. If you do endless movements, tricep movements, if you're a trainer and you have a girl trainer and you say, well, back of my arms, can I do anything to tighten it up? And they show you tricep kickbacks or this or that, you're not going to lose that fat. Women gain fat in the back of their arms, and Lord knows why. But you reduce the amount of fat overall in your body, and you make your triceps as big and strong as possible, and that's the best you can end up, short of surgery. And liposuction does work, and like there's a cryoliposuction, which they freeze it and it kills the fat cells, and it's complex, and that works not as well as pure liposuction, but it does work as well. But spot reduction is if you have a spot like around your navel or on the sides of your hips or someplace you don't like, the blood flow there is not good, and it's just going to be a slower process to lose that fat. And
because it's subcutaneous.
Yes, it's subcutaneous. And if you touch it, sometimes it's cold, that area, like a buttocks or something like that was cold. Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to be the last thing you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. And so, essentially speaking, you lose fat systemically and not locally due to exercise. And that's a myth that's been around forever. And it still exists to some people because people repeat bad information because it carries more weight than good information. And so that's where we're at. Any more questions, hit me up at tomfurmansubstack.com.